Good afternoon, everyone. Creepy Kentuckian here,
Hi, Steve-O,
the B Plan.
as you say.
Yeah, since we're not doing a review this week, I don't know if we've made our mind up what in the hell we're going to do since the Creep Show series is over. There's a pretty interesting bit of sci-fi, fantasy. I don't know. You could put some horror elements into it. The Batman character, I guess. I don't know. Big news we wanted to talk about because this is something we've referenced on the show for quite a while, actually. Like, why don't they do this? Because this series is kind of in the shitter again anyway. And I figured we'd talk about it.
All right.
And I know Steve is a big fan of all superhero films. He's watched at least the Marvel Universe, Cinematic Universe movies all once.
And some 2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Marvel does really good. They've been very successful. DC movies, not so much, but they're hoping that that's going to change. I think Wonder Woman did good. Justice League did pretty good.
Aquaman.
Yeah. Everything else, not so good. And it's had a bad reputation pretty much ever since the end of... Well, I know the Batman movies now. I guess those were kind of successful, but I don't know if those are just kind of on their own. And then the Joker movie, that one did well. So
Yes.
there's some success, I guess, but not nearly the success of Marvel. So they announced today the wrap, whatever the hell that is. The only wrap I know is the one that I put chicken in and, cheese. Chicken and cheese, Steve. Anyway, the Wrap reported that Michael Keaton, remember him?
Yeah, Mr. Mom.
Yeah. Is in talks to play Bruce Wayne again, this time in a movie called The Flash, which will presumably star the actor Ezra Miller, who I believe that was in the Justice League movie as the Flash.
Correct.
Yeah. So, according to the article, this movie will focus on the concept of the DC multiverse, which means the Flash will be running so fast that he ends up in parallel universes, Steve.
Yeah, they're doing Flashpoint.
Flashpoint is I guess that's the first movie. Is that what they're calling it?
Well, I mean, that's an event that they use to reset the comics, the DC universe. So they may try to use that to reset some things in the movies, like maybe change the Batman to Robert Pattinson instead of Ben Affleck, and then also maybe even Superman if they figure out what they're going to do in the future.
Maybe they can get Christopher Reeve back.
Well, they can do that deep fake stuff. Have you seen that where somebody takes their face and they put it on someone else's face and it looks pretty much real? They did that with a lot of different people recently.
I think it would work briefly. I wouldn't want to see somebody like act in an entire movie.
No.
They did that with Arnold in one of those shitty Terminator movies too. I can't remember, but it was.
Well, they did one where they took it was Universal Soldier, and they put Arnold's face on Van Damme's body. It looked, and then they took Linda Hamilton and put her face on the woman's body or woman's face. It was really good.
Yeah, a lot of I guess amateurs even do this and upload it and just do stuff to be funny, Steve.
Yes, sir.
So so evidently I don't know if it's going to be a big role. Does it sound like a big role to you? I mean, or is it just going to be something where it's like a cameo? Michael Keaton's 68 years old. So unless The Dark Knight Returns would be perfect if they're going to do something like that where he's older anyway, but
Batman Beyond.
Yeah, some of those stories like that. But this almost sounds like, and I don't want to get, let people, get their hopes up. Maybe just a brief type of cameo, which is cool.
Well, what I read something today was interesting. In Flashpoint, there's an animated movie that's really good. In the comics as well, the Flash goes to this. He changes the past. He saves his mom's life, and that kind of ripples through and changes his present. And basically, instead of Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, it's his father. And they were talking about getting that. What's his name? Uh, is it Robert Dean something? The guy who plays Negan. Morgan
Yeah,
Dean. Morgan Dean Webster.
Morgan Wallen.
I don't know. Well, anyway, they were because he played
I know who you're
briefly.
thinking. Wasn't he in The Walking Dead or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
can't remember his name.
yeah. I remember it's Morgan Dean something. I can't remember.
Some jackhole.
Well, he played Bruce Wayne's father and got shot in the alley in Batman versus Superman. So they were talking about bringing him back so he could play Batman in this alternate timeline. So, I mean, I don't know.
Sounds like it could confuse the hell out of people.
Well, I'm sure they'll. It's not going to be as big in scope as the comic was, as what I heard, just because of it included almost everybody in the Justice League had an alternate version of themselves in this new timeline. So it'll probably be a lot smaller, and so I don't really know. And I just saw that they said Michael Keaton was in talks, so I wouldn't bet the farm on he be in the movie.
That's true, but I mean, something that there's a lot of people reporting on this, so there's got to be something to this, I would think.
Yeah, but sometimes you never know. They see one thing that someone posted, and everybody just starts running with it. So, but I mean, if he is in the movie, to me, I don't know if he would do something just as a cameo, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. It could be a cameo leading to something else, which is possible. And they could do a cameo they could get Jack Nicholson out of retirement. He could be the Joker again. The elderly Joker.
Well, he didn't live in the other movie,
Well, it's an alternate timeline, though. This is in a world. He goes all the way back and changes it to where he lived, where he survived.
Well, Michael Keaton is from a different universe, so I don't know. You got to know, or at least seen some of the animated movies and stuff. I mean, it's just a different Earth. So they did something like that on the DC TV shows where they had multiple. They had Robin from the 1966 show come on for a little bit. So they had all these different versions of heroes from all these different worlds come together. So it's kind of, I mean, I don't think it's going to be, even the Flash from the movies was on the Flash TV show for a couple minutes because they were doing all this weird multiverse traveling stuff. So who knows? It's hard to say because if they're adapting that story, it's pretty, like I say, it's meant to be some type of reboot. So they're going to try to reboot a few things after the movie if it's true to the comic series.
Mm-hmm. Which, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see with that. But it's interesting news just because, when I'm not a major Batman fan, but the two that I loved the most were the ones that Michael Keaton was in. So I kind of got excited when I heard that he was,
Yeah, I see him
coming back.
That's pretty. You set that up, right?
I think Redney, they bury me Star Trek.
Okay.
So anyway, Have you come to had any more ideas about review shows, Steve? We can continue on. You can that way the red beard marches on.
I mean, you mentioned Unsolved Mysteries.
I did. I mentioned that it starts July 1st. It's much like any other Netflix show. They're going to have the whole season on there at one time. So I don't know if I'll be down to reviewing the whole season all at once, but maybe that's something we can do.
I took off July 1st and 2nd so I could watch all those.
You going to binge watch it?
Maybe.
Have they said that if the show's going to have a host or no?
I haven't heard anything other than they revived it, and they said they revived it, and a few months later, I wouldn't even say 2 months later, it's debuting. So it's hard to say. I haven't.
Somebody's gonna get ate up.
Probably me. Reg.
They all want a piece of you, Steve.
Well,
the closest thing you'll have to some stalkers.
Yeah.
Aside from the, back in the day, dead pit
groupies.
Dead pit rats.
Yeah. I hope that comes out about you.
No, I'll be like Jim Cornette. I'll just cut a podcast on it and cuss them all too. They can't do nothing to me. I'm not on the network. I'm on the YouTubes and the Facebook. Yeah. So anyway, that is the news on Michael Keaton returning as Batman ? So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back with some more goodness, and we may do a show this week. I'm not really sure. We've got a great idea that it's bound to piss people off. So I'm in that sort of mood. Piss some people off, at least. But I think it'll be fun. Anyway, if we do that, tune in on DEADPIT. Stop recording, Alexa. Stop recording.